Hello, welcome to GOT, Good Old Tech. I'm Mark, and are you still not sure whether you want to get that Pixel Fold? I have 5 things you need to consider. And then we'll break it down in the end to determine whether the Pixel Fold is right for you. Number 1 thing you need to think about on this new phone is it a niche device? Is it going to be around? Is it going to be supported in the future? That's something I failed to do when I look at the Surface Duo. So in that category, what does the Pixel Fold have going for it? Well, it has Pixel, it has Google. Google's been doing phones. There are what, 8th generation Pixel has been leaked. So you know they're going to be around. Do they back the devices? You need to do your own research to find what kind of support they have. But at least you know that the Pixel has been around and it's going to be around. So I made the mistake with that number 1 thing, and that's why I've learned that, by getting the Surface Duo. It is a niche device and it has stopped. They will not make it anymore. There's not going to be 2 screens anymore. If they do make it, it's going to be a single screen. So it's going to become a fold just like all the rest. Do I regret getting the Surface Duo? No, I do not. I really enjoy the device. I think the second is, will a new device do what I already do? Will it fill the need that I already have and then grow from there? One of the things I failed to do when I switched to the Surface Duo, and I'm going to use this a lot in my comparison because this is the one that I switched to for the first time without really doing enough research on it, was will the device support the current software that I use? Will it do the same things my current use? You need to make sure that it supports the software that you currently use. In other words, I used a Samsung phone before I went to this Fold, and the Samsung Fold had a lot of Samsung proprietary software that I did use, and it was great to use, and I loved it. So I was able to switch to the Surface Duo because it did have a pin, and it had a lot of the same software, but didn't have the specialty software that the Samsung had. So there was lots of things that I missed. And another thing under the number 2 category is, will it support my other devices, such as the watch? Will it be compatible with it? Well, it just so happens it was, but there was one thing that was missing. I like to use the Samsung Health app. I could not get the Samsung Health app on the Surface Duo because it is a Samsung product. So you got to make sure that there's a replacement for whatever product you use that will be compatible with your lifestyle and what you do. As far as number 2 goes with the Pixel Fold, you need to understand it does not have a pin. For me, for example, the Pixel Fold dock, it has apps on the bottom that you can pop up whenever you're in an app. That's a great thing. So does the Samsung Galaxy Fold. But the difference is the Samsung Fold has more apps, and it'll also place the recently used apps on there as well. You don't get that with the Pixel Fold, so that would be something I would miss. Number 3, durability. Are you hard on your phones? How many iPhones do you see out there that cracked all the time? Oh my goodness, there's a lot of them. And I'm sure that the Android devices are the same. But myself, I always protected my devices. I always put a screen protector on them. I always put a case on them. I'm not a dropper. I don't drop a lot, but just in case, I wanted to be prepared. Then I had a problem when I got the Surface Duo, and you know all about it. If there was no case, and there still today is not a very good case for the Surface Duo, that doesn't make it really bulky. So I actually still use this thing as a sidekick without any cases, any protection. Number 4, storage. A lot of you out there have devices that have a micro SD card in them, where you can really upgrade your storage. A lot of the devices, a year or so ago, only came out with 64 gigabyte like this phone. This iPhone, it's not old, and it only has 64 gigabytes of storage. My wife runs out of space all the time and has to do something with the pictures. We have to clean it. We have to pay for storage or whatever. So you want to keep that in consideration. Does the device have enough storage? So storage space is a consideration. Make sure you order the right size for you. Number 5. How new is too new? Is it a new device that's never been used before that's going to take a lot of adjustment that nobody really knows how it works? Well, it's kind of that way with the Pixel Fold at the moment. Of course, it's an Android device, so it's going to work mostly like all the other Android devices. Before you get this new device, you got to find out what others are saying about it. The Pixel Fold being really new, there's not a whole lot. You can look at some reviews. All your big reviewers that have gotten to see the device and seen it live and in person, if you watch them, they're all loving the device, but a lot of them are saying, I would not recommend it. And a lot of the times it's because it is a first generation device. There's some small things that they want to make changes on, like the bezel. They think the bezel is too big. They also think that the price is too high. They need to bring down the price. And lastly, as part of that, you've got to be prepared for the growing pains, because there's going to be a lot of growing pains and learning pains with the Pixel Fold. The bottom line, if you look at those 5 things that I talked about, you can make a determination on your own whether you want to get the Pixel Fold and whether it's the right device for you. I hope you can make that decision on your own, and I hope it's the right one. Thank you for staying with me for this video. And if you like what you heard, please like and subscribe and let me know. If you're going to get yourself a Pixel Fold, please let me know. I want to know how it turns out. If you've never listed those 5 things before buying a phone, you've got to try it. Thank you for staying with me, and God bless.